This is Fraser versus Hamish. This is for the win of the event. And it looks like Hamish takes the win on the dice roll. Hamish is on a Schnark Jorblin deck, so a lot of water and dark control. And he starts very strong with a Schnark. Honestly, Jorblin is my favourite card in the game right now, even more than Farrageist. And it's good to see that it's seeing representation, at least at our locals. I want to get back on this deck. It was fun. Jorblin with one back row is pretty big. The fact that it's Schnark with one back row is pretty big. The fact that he searched the Jorblin off the start kind of telegraphs that he has a rock and a hard place in hand, which obviously means that Fraser doesn't want to be having a creature and a back row at the same time, which he's just playing straight into. Or is he? He is. He's going into it. Essentially, he says, if you shield my Necroth, you can't rock and a hard place me next turn. So he's kind of just like promising the hit there. Getting an extra damage for free. Eddie in this situation is massive. Now, we know that he has rock in hand. You have to PTA this, because otherwise he casts the rock and you just get hit with a Kiribis. So this stops you getting rocked. Yes, you're still losing cards, losing a guy, and yes, he still has the rock to threaten you. But it's either this, or you lose the Necroth, he puts out the Kiribis, you PTA that instead, the Kiribis hits you for 2, you're taking 4 damage instead of the, 2 for the same result. And he pays the 1 extra, takes out the Eddie. Yeah, taking the extra damage is just not worth it there. That's 3 more. Elchik for Aeolus. This is going to get Fraser's deck online. He's going to be able to search all these like toolboxy cards. And then he's also able to get in with the Elchik. Very strong start for Fraser here. As good as Hamish's start has been, Fraser's just been able to play around everything quite well. He's played around the rock as efficiently as possible. But now he's played right into it. So he must have a really strong back row here if he's willing to play into the rock. He's checking his deck, just making sure his marked cards are where he needs them, so he can draw the one-offs that he is looking to draw. Galaxy comes out here. This is pretty big as long as that isn't a Gorgons. It looked like it was a PTA in that little glimpse. Not entirely sure. We're just taking the loss on the Elchik here. That's no big stress. Alright, the Aeolus comes down with 4 on it. We're going to get a search off quite easily here. What are we searching for is the real question. What really fixes this board? I guess the pig. What's the pig called? That'll fix it. I'm not sure entirely on what else we want in this situation. shield just clearing that one up. Another back row. It's not looking very good for poor Fraser right now. Hamish has got a very strong setup going on. Oh, here comes the Jorblin. That's going to be playing straight into that PTA. No PTA. He just takes the hit from the Jorblin. I guess he has Laurels or EQ in hand. He's not too afraid of it. P-Gleam here, or P-Gust here, just to be able to clear the back row in the coming actions. And there's the Laurels, yeah. Really unfortunate in that situation that he just had the Laurels to clear it, and then the P-Gust clears that back row. Not playing the P-Gust in attack to get damage is interesting. I guess his back row isn't as useful as he would like it to be. Oh, we've dropped the rock here. Surely you just send the P-Gust. Because if you send anything else, the P-Gust is getting run over anyway. Every time you lose the P-Gust. He's thinking about it. He loses the PTA. He thinks the P-Gust will live. And it's just a foamy. It's not enough to clear the P-Gust. That's why the P-Gust is in defense. It protects from being crashed into by foamy. Very heads up play. So it looks like Fraser was expecting a foamy here and has played around it. That's why the P-Gust came down in defense. And here is the Infornax. Hamish's got to read the card. He's like, wait, this card exists? What is this? What does this do? Paying 1 for the Infornax effect. No, I do not know what it does. I think it just clears it. Oh, it bounces a card. Paying a win to bounce a card, I think, off the top of my head. Nice Ambrosia coming in for the rescue. This is a deck where like your spirit management is very important. It really does matter, that fine tuning of how many spirits you've got, because you've got cards like Rock that will use both. So you need to have them live while also having everything else as functional as possible. Sluggle! A quick heal 3 definitely fixes a lot of the issues that poor old Hamish has had going on. Do we Gorgons the Sluggle? It looks like we do not. Looks like Fraser's deck is very comfortable in a grind game, so he doesn't really need to stress too hard about the Sluggle here. Blue Enchanted, playing around a Tsunami. It doesn't really matter for the Solid's effect, so he can have the Solid just clear the Sluggle here and then get in for hopefully 2 damage with the Infernax. I have to question why we put the Infernax. So I guess he just doesn't want to attack with it. He's got the read that that's a shield, so Infernax in defense is a little safer. But at the same time, you could expend 1, put the shield back to hand, can't you? And then just swing in for 3 damage. Laurels is helpful here, but it doesn't fix the issue that's going on. It doesn't clear the problem card. And Foamy can't crash yet again. This is just going all downhill so fast for poor Hamish. Yeah, we put that sideways. We just... not in a good state. This is one of the few cards that Foamy doesn't really have a good matchup into. Nemacel's going to put him back into it. Ambrosia just makes it much harder. I think that pretty much will seal the game from here. The amount of advantage in spirits and just board state that Fraser has right now is going to be hard to match. I think Hamish needs exactly Earthquake to like come back into this game. Oh, he's revealed the shield off the Infernax bounce. Oh, there's the Earthquake, not the right one. So he has seen a few one-offs this game. The Earthquake, the Laurels, the Alachic, the Lava Lith in hand. Putting his back row down now. Fraser knows one's a shield. There's not really any way to find out which, so he's kind of just got to swing in. Yeah, Nemacel's going to grab an extra couple of spirits here. So it's fine if Nemacel gets shielded because it is just like it's a threat that's going to do damage, and B, it's just been healing the whole time. Just really trying to force out the shield. Like, do you shield this? One of life's greatest questions. It comes back later. It's like, or do you just take the 2 damage? Yeah, he's very desperately waiting on an EQ that just is not coming. There's not really a big difference between shielding this and not. The idea is you don't want to shield it because you need the shield for the Infernax. It's kind of a bigger deal. And the game ends there. Seeing the rise from the depths but not the Atlantis is also mighty unfortunate. Alright, we're on to game 2. I believe Hamish will be taking the play once more.
So Galaxy is a decent opener. Can't get really hit by anything here, like when it's opening. So it's not getting PTA'd off the rip. And then the Astrabbit contests the Galaxy, gets a card. Do we have back row to support it? Just the one. Now, the scary part here is that a rock will just ruin your day. Well, a rock plus an eddy does a lot. 2 back row. I think both these guys are on 1 Hurricane. Hamish might be on a second. He does own 2, but I think he just didn't play the second last I saw this deck. Whereas Fraser, as I said in the previous game, is on just the 1. Looks like Hamish expend to draw and then just pass turn. Does not have a way over the rabbit. Ooh, we swap the stats and we swing on in. He has a Gorgons in hand that we can see. That's double Ambrosia, Tsunami. It's that Gorgons, and then it looks like another rune at the back. So Hamish has got quite a few runes going on here, which is not helpful. Do we shield? I feel like you have to shield this purely because Hamish doesn't have anything else. If this Galaxy dies, or Galaxy dies, it's all over. He's just contemplating, I guess, whether or not he's going to draw something. Yeah. So we do, unfortunately, kind of get forced into shielding this. Oh, that's a big one. Specterus out of nowhere. Still, unfortunately, not a really strong situation. So Galaxy has come down and has targeted the Spectrus. Going to try and clear. Obviously with with Hamish having 2 back row, I don't think this will go through. There's got to be an answer to this. Simply a Tsunami does it, and we know he does have it. Yeah, we do Tsunami this. It's kind of necessary in this situation. Well, this is an opportunity to get rid of that Galaxy. He's got 2 attackers. He's in a very strong situation, but those 2 back row could both be live. But surely they're not both shields. I feel like a shield would be... yeah, it's not enough. It's not worth wasting resources. Especially because this will put Hamish into a false sense of security, where Hamish will feel like those cards are not shields now, even though there was no real value in shielding there. Aeolus for only 2. Getting the Galaxy. So Galaxy is really strong here because it does just clear anything. So yeah, we're in a really good state. Did he pay 4 and just send 2 immediately, or is he kind of cheating here and just double using? Maybe he did pay 4.
Unfortunately, the sunlight has come through the window as the sun is starting to set. And we have got glare. Do we Gorgons this? I feel like we Gorgons this. It's not worth losing a guy. And we shield it. Now, the fact that Hamish thought about one card that would help and then swap to the other does kind of give us a bit of information from Fraser's side that that is most likely a Gorkons or a Tsunami. Sluggle! Sluggle getting some heals off is very good. See, though, Sluggle doesn't help. We're still in this situation where this one rabbit has just completely stonewalled Hamish. Just unable to get through the rabbit. It's just been the same play loop, you know. We remove the Galaxy and then we get attacked with it by another Galaxy. Like, Galaxy plus the Astrabbit has just completely decimated Hamish's back row. And Fraser is using his Aeolus to grab a Nemesail to try and get back some of those spirits. The card economy from Hamish's from Fraser's side has actually just been phenomenal. Like, he's used no back row. He's lost one creature and a divine rune, and he's taken out 4 back row from Hamish's side. Alright. Astrabbit v Astrabbit. Unfortunately, like, Galaxy clears every single card on this board. Oops. Alright, it looks like we're going to Specterus over the Galaxy, trying to clear it. Hamish is, Fraser is finally going to back row and shield away 1 creature, which is fine because Galaxy beats every single guy on this field. There's got to be something here for the Galaxy. Gorgons. Oh, a Gorgon's in damage. Very big. Just forcing out forcing the death of that Galaxy. So in 1 swift turn, he's taken out 2 guys. He's about to take out a 3rd one, possibly even a 4th, depending on what else he's got and what the back row is. It's pretty big. The Nemesail heals, and then the Galaxy cleans up the rabbit. Big shield just to like kind of protect himself, but it's only going to buy him a turn. This doesn't do a lot unless he can like really establish something. This whole situation could have been avoided with a hurricane. Specterus comes back, and we just gotta hope that that back row is nothing. But even still, it's not enough with the lingering threat of the Galaxy. The back row is not nothing. The rock would have been huge. The rock and EQ in hand say a lot for what Hamish has got going on. He's got an Ambrosia in there too. He's not out of the game just yet. This is still only just getting to mid-game. And the Galaxy is back. I feel like at any point you could have rocked and like threatened the rabbit, or at least like, you know, you clear the rabbit or the back row, but he's probably only just seen the rock in the recent couple of turns. Another 2 back row come down, and it's going to be the end of the Specterus 2. What do you do to this? And here comes the rock, finally. We're going to be targeting the galaxy for sure, if not the rabbit. And one random back row. There's the galaxy and just one of the random back rows. I feel like Galaxy has gotten its value. Giving up a Gorgons, I just feel like that's not necessary here. But maybe he doesn't have... Surely he's got something else in hand. Like, surely losing the Galaxy isn't the end of the game here. That Ambrosia that Hamish has been sitting on all game is finally coming up. Alright. Earthquake. What are we hitting with the Earthquake? And there goes the Galaxy. He's really threatened by the Galaxy. I feel like the Rabbit is the bigger threat because he hasn't had an out to the Rabbit all game. But I guess it must be really less than ideal to put all this effort into, like, you know, oh, I'll pick the Gorgons, lose the Gorgons, keep the Galaxy, and then it just gets EQ'd. No, oh, it's Misenchanted. I feel like you get back one of those greens, man, one of those yellows off the Ambrosia, just so you can use the Jolton. Fraser might be out of back row here, which is going to give Hamish a chance to come back into it. Unless he drops exactly another Galaxy right here. It's not. It's just a buff for the Nemesail. If he doesn't put any back row with it, Hamish has a shot at taking back the board. And there's the back row. Oh, reusing the Spirit. Maximum value. Alright, an Ambrosia from Hamish. Now, if he had an extra Thunder here, he could have enchanted the Astrabbit, done that, but that's alright. He's going to use his Thunder here on getting down the Jolton. The Jolton will be able to search. Oh, he's misenchanting. Interesting play. I don't know if I agree with that one. Like, yes, it's not essential to get the field spell, but it means he's not going to be drawing it in the next turn. Because at some point he's going to draw those. Unless he sided them out. But then it's, you know, raises questions as to why you would keep the Jolton in. There we go. The extra spirit on the Astrabbit. Very, very helpful. We're seeing Sluggle, Foamy, and another Mystery Card. Hopefully that's the one he picked so we get to see it here. I think Foamy's not terrible here because you can just run into the Solid and get what you want, which I would assume is a Schnark. I don't know. Maybe not. Right, he can't cast this turn. He's already cast for the rabbit. P-Gust clears the back row. Solid's going to put the rabbit to attack, and we're just going to get in for some serious damage on Hamish here. I think we do find that the game just ends here. This is no doubt a Gorgons, and he's going to have to fire it on the P-Gust. Not the P-Gust, the Solid. Yeah, we hit the Solid here, because otherwise the board gets cleared and we take damage. He could have paid one off the rabbit there, is where I feel Hamish went wrong. Paying one off the rabbit just really would save him a spirit. Save him one of his precious spirits. Sluggle is going to get us 3 more. We're just going full heal stall at this point. But without an Eddie, he doesn't really have much to deal with Sword. I feel like that's how you describe this whole game. This whole game has been Hamish needs exactly Eddie. Needs it to clear the rabbit, needs it to clear the Solid, and it's just not come up for him. I think he was contemplating running into the P-Gust there. I feel like you kind of want to do that with the Sluggle instead. You slap down the Sluggle, you run into the P-Gust, because otherwise he can just enchant the P-Gust, clear the back row, and then just chip away at things like your Astrabbit. He doesn't have to win it this turn. He just has to like clear the board state a bit. Yeah, here we go. We destroy that back row. Very, very unfortunate situation for Hamish here. He really had to trade with that Beast and then just hope there wasn't another in hand. He's getting another turn here, because unless that's a Zeus. That's a Zeus. No, just puts it to 0. And then the rabbit gets over it. And then the P-Gust gets in for 2 damage. And that's pretty much going to be the end of the game. There's not really much coming back at this point. Foamy and a Dream. Ooh, he'll take a damage off this. And the Tsunami to protect the P-Gust. Oh, and Hamish will take a damage from that. It's over. That's pretty game ending. I don't think they realised that Hamish was supposed to take the damage there. But does Fraser have an out to the Foamy itself, or is he just going to let it float? I feel like it doesn't matter if it floats, because you run a P-Gust, you run the P-Gust into it, you're burning for a damage. Necrof also does this, but whatever Hamish brings out doesn't die.
burns 1, and then Foamy and a Dream. Can Foamy misenchant what it gets out? Can you get a misenchanted Galaxy, I wonder? I really, really need to double check this. You can misenchant the Celestial that Foamy gets from deck. I feel like that would help here. So you misenchant a Galaxy. It's just a 5 defender. It buys you a turn. It doesn't win you the game. It's over here anyway. But in future, do be aware that is an option. Obviously, if you can't misenchant, you can't misenchant. And Eddie here at least does nothing, but it'll at least put the solar down or something. Mustation would have been really good there. Yeah, okay. He is aware.
And there we go. We have our winner of that game, which was once again Fraser with a 2-0 over Hamish. Thanks for watching, everyone.